Today we need to talk about V saying he accidentally turned something on during a live stream. We need to talk about what people believe V's response would be after accusations of him saying the N-word on live. And then we have V and BTS's case possibly being investigated over something. So hey Dumplings, it's Dave. Decide hater or not, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell on. Grab your dumpling, taste bling mug merch, and let's go. What I am about to talk about is very crazy, and of course, the more famous you get, the more craziness that will happen. It seems to me a lot of this stems from people just having way too much time on their hands. And the end result, or the point of people attacking, harassing, or doing terrible things to BTS never has anything to do with people trying to steal their identity or people trying to steal their money, but always seems to just be people hacking BTS to get their home address or crazy stuff like that. Stuff that is very scary and could result in potential physical harm or death. And I'm sure they would rather you take their millions than leak their address where someone could just waltz in with a gun or a knife. So today we have a very crazy case of hacking. Of course, the information of the hack is likely still being looked into, and I'm sure behind the scenes there's some stuff that HYBE is doing, which is why a lot of this stuff may not be fully public. But the news site 10 Asia reported that there was an organized hacking group on the app Telegram. And the group was exchanging BTS personal information, and among that information, it looks like someone is trying to sell that personal information, like what a lot of sasaengs do. So we won't know exactly how they got a hold of this information, but I don't think we would ever or should know, because then people can just do that to get it. The issue is that people will pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to know the exact location of BTS members, and I'm not sure why, because what are you going to do? Once they realize you're a fan coming to their door, they're not going to let you in. And also to think they won't have security or being a gated community where you wouldn't be able to just walk in, it just makes no sense. Now, as of recording and as of the issue being reported, HYBE has not made any public statements about this. And this is good because once they address it very publicly on Weverse, I would imagine a few crazy people would attempt to find the Telegram group and try to buy the personal information from them. So it's good that they don't talk about it right now, but also it does not mean that the issue is not being looked into and that the issue is not being taken seriously. So if the issue does get bigger and people start to trend hate towards HYBE for not taking action, believe me that their team is most definitely on it. I hope all the members are being investigated, and given the mass hate that all the members seem to be getting during their solo, I would pray for their safety. V has been getting a lot of hate due to his Jennie rumor, and so I pray for him the most and hope that the information that these crazy people have of V is nothing too crazy. I mean, I hope in general for all the boys, but I'm most worried about V's safety right now. I think people think that the boys are super touchable just because they give us access to them, but understand that them being very friendly to the armies they meet on the street, or them being super friendly to the armies via live stream or responding to comments, this is a privilege they're giving to you. An artist does not have an obligation to interact. They do it as a form of reciprocity. Just like any relationship, it's a give and take, meaning if at any point they feel they are giving more than they are taking from the fan to the idol relationship, they can stop. And you best believe that them having their address or personal information leaked is them giving more than they're taking. Just because you buy their album does not mean you have access to their home. That is not balanced. V is also very kind to come on live stream pretty often to talk to everyone and answer their questions. This is done out of love because he does not make any money from this. So V was recently on to talk to ARMY, listen to music, and just have a lot of fun. If you're unaware, V is able to live stream on HYBE's social media platform Weverse, and this is likely the site you'll want to sign up for to be able to watch all of the BTS members go live, as they do it most frequently there. V came on the stream and updated us on what has been going on. Since he is putting out music and videos, people definitely want to know what his day-to-day has looked like recently. V talked about how he had just finished washing up and then talked about dyeing his hair. He talked about how his routine roots have gotten way too overgrown, and he definitely wanted to fix that. He also talked about filming something fun, so we don't know exactly what he is filming. It could be a teaser, it could be a trailer for a merch drop. There's just so many things that BTS has filmed in the past that can refer to as what they like to film videos for. So traditionally, clothes and merch won't really have a full trailer, it'll just be pictures, but the boys did that with their own merch in the past, and they've seen how successful it is, so they'll do it now. And so there's numerous things V could be filming for, but it's exciting because hopefully they'll release it. There's also always new features that are being added to Weverse all the time, and not all the time are those features approved by the idols. Just like any other platform like Instagram or YouTube, they'll make changes to the platform all the time without ever letting the creators or users know beforehand. V was listening to some music and then he accidentally switched to live audio. So I guess the screen cut off and it was just audio. He immediately noticed and was like, what is this? And I think this is a new feature that Weverse added. And so V was like, oh, this was an accident. And I think it's a cool possible new feature to be able to interact with the fandom in a live situation, but maybe not be ready to show the background, or idols not wanting to go on camera without makeup. They can still interact with the fandom like a phone call. And I'm sure the fandom would love this. I know a lot of social media sites like to do this, like Twitter or X have their group audio thing called Twitter Space, I think. So cool if they implement it worldwide on Weverse. But this was not all that happened on live, and something that has caused the fandom to go nuts and really debate about recently was if V said the N-word or not. Obviously, the moment I heard this trending, I was thinking it was probably a song that he was playing, and this is exactly what happened. V was listening to a song by A$AP Rocky, and of course, these lyrics are not kid-friendly. But the boys and the rest of the world typically listen to music like this, and it's fine. However, it was believed that V was bopping along and also mouthing the words. One of the words referred to a female body part, often used to describe a cat, and then the other word was the N-word. There's two debates happening online right now. One of them is that V said it, as in the clips you see his mouth open during when the word comes on, and it appears like he could have said it. He definitely said the female body part, and people believe he most definitely said the N-word. Now, this is completely up for debate, and if you watch the video, you can definitely argue for and against it. Now, the other side of the argument is saying that he definitely did not say it. V's mouth was just open when that word was said, and if you silence the audio track, you'll see that V definitely did not say it. I personally don't believe he said it. I think his mouth was just open, but I think at this point in their career, if they're going to play a song or be integrated in American culture, they would have someone on their team to tell them which words they can and cannot say. But to play devil's advocate here and to say that he did say it, the word only really holds context in America. The phrase is something that is widely used during the Atlantic slave trade, meaning the term carries a discriminatory and oppressive meaning because it's referencing slavery and talking about people of African heritage as objects to be traded. Black people then taking the phrase back and saying it themselves is just trying to take back their own power. So cool for them. They get to say it. However, that does not mean other countries and other areas where this type of trading doesn't really happen. The N-word has lost its meaning there. The oppression exists over there, sure, but the N-word itself does not carry the same weight there. It also doesn't carry the same cultural significance. So if any idol does accidentally mouth or say it, it just doesn't mean the same thing as it does in the US. For example, the word over there in Chinese sounds like the N-word, but to cancel someone for speaking Chinese is wild, because that same word that sounds like the N-word does not mean the same thing as to what the N-word actually means in English. The intention of racism matters. There's no intention here. There's of course the other theories that V just might not know English and said it because of that. And I also think that that's fine too. If they don't understand what it means, why are we crucifying them? Instead, we should say it's an accident as long as he never does it again. Whatever. Now, of course, with that said, I don't think he said it, and if he did say it, V would be the first person to jump on Weverse and give an apology. He would not just let it go and not address it. And I see this issue happening a lot in K-pop idols because, of course, they also like urban music that sometimes has the N-word in it, and they mouth it. It doesn't mean they understand how bad the word is looked upon in America. But I'm open to having this debate, and obviously the people of color who this word affects should be the ones to speak. So leave your comments, and I urge anyone of non-African descent to read those comments and understand those perspectives and opinions. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out my Patreon for more videos. Link down below. Thank you for those lovely comments right here. Love you. Bye.